Welcome to another episode of the Manor Podcast. We're gonna have to change the name.
Number 9. Yes.
The Manor number 9 podcast. We're gonna have to update that name because apparently there's a Manor podcast. If they're not all dressed like Batman, I don't know why they're named that, but it is what it is. I'm joined by my wife, Kimberlina.
Oh, geez,
Should I say your last name? It's like people already know who I am.
Same as yours. So do we really need?
People actually know who you are because the last podcast we did, people were like, "Oh, Kim killed it." I'm just chopped liver. But we're here again, just talking.
Right?
You're like the co-host you're the every once in a while co-host.
Mm.
You got nothing to say?
I mean,
Life's been treating you that bad?
Well, that will eventually become the star.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
She wants to call it the Kim Show.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it has a good ring.
Yeah. And we're also joined here by Arabelle Ochoa and Brandon. What's your last name?
Gonzalez.
Can you see yourself in the frame?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Well, hello.
So okay, we're just here talking, just recapping. This last year was pretty awesome. We traveled quite a bit.
Yeah.
What was your favorite trip of last year?
Italy.
No, I totally. It's like all the time.
It's not even a question.
But all the time kind of meshes together. I forget.
Yeah.
That all that happened last year.
Well, I mean, it was at the beginning of the year, so it kind of feels like a different.
I like your gear you got on. What is that? What are you wearing there?
I don't really know what it's
It's called
called.
an Udi.
But Ben
It's
got it
like-
for me for Christmas. It's basically like a blanket sweater, and I can just hide inside of it.
Kim just finished getting tattooed right now. We
Yeah.
did a portrait of Rapunzel. I'm just kidding.
Aurora.
We did a portrait of Aurora. You do pretty long sessions, but lately we've been kind of splitting it up because it's in a really weird spot.
I don't think that I do long sessions, but that's nice of you to say.
I think you sit really well. So, I mean, you were a big baby last time, but
I don't think I sit that well, but
no, you weren't a baby. It was the back of the knee.
I think I'm used to seeing like people at conventions or people who fly in where they sit like the entire time for 3 days. So in comparison to them, I don't think that I sit well at all because they easily sit through it.
Yeah, you did good though. You always do good.
Break it up. Break it up.
Yeah, break it up into sessions. Yeah.
gonna
No,
take
so last year was pretty cool. We traveled quite a bit. We always kind of the first trip of every year is Philly.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
you
after-
did that one by yourself
That was
This
weird. I
last year.
hated that. And then after that,
and then
what,
a
Tahoe?
week later,
No.
we did Italy for 2
Oh,
weeks,
yeah,
but
we
that
went to
wasn't
Italy.
work related. That was just for fun.
Yeah, for your birthday. Yeah.
And Valentine's Day. And then we came back and did Tahoe.
Mm-hmm. Then what
and
else?
then we didn't do anything
Until Virginia?
July.
No. Where did we go? Nashville in September.
No, September.
Yeah, we went to
I feel like-
Nashville.
did we go? We didn't go somewhere before.
I don't think so. I don't think so. And then we went to Virginia or Massachusetts, then Virginia.
Massachusetts.
Virginia for the convention.
Vermont, Virginia, New
Mm-hmm.
Hampshire.
Yeah, we went out there pretty gnarly. We always do when we do that one.
Yeah, and then nothing in November, and then just Florida
Yeah.
for Arabelle. You did the podcast, the John Nelson podcast.
Oh yeah, we went to Florida. It's like I just forget that I make it all. It's all in 1 year that we do a bunch of stuff.
Well, next year's or this year now,
What?
2024.
Yeah, see, I
It's
totally
gonna
forgot about
be-
that.
Even more.
We'll see. Like I think that there's 1 or 2 trips that we might not make. We'll see. It just depends.
Yeah, but regardless of that, even just like
Even
in
for sure, what we're going
2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, we're going to Philly again.
again, and it always like it's convention break mode. Like I don't do too much. It's easy, and then before we know it, we're back in Philly. Philly's the one that like
Well, everybody loves that
reminds
show.
me this is when convention season starts. It's Philly. It's always Philly. And then we're going to Chicago
Chicago, and that'll be our first time
in
going.
March.
Yeah.
And then where else?
Tahoe again
Are we going to Tahoe before or after Japan?
before.
Damn.
And then
Like-
in Japan.
Are you
Like
excited for
2
Japan?
weeks.
Yeah, we're gonna be out there for 2 weeks from our birthday.
Well, no, we are, but I'm saying 2 weeks after Tahoe, I think we leave for Japan.
Yeah, I know that.
So the year's gonna fly by.
Yeah, it's gonna be quick. And then I know for sure in November we're gonna be in Australia, so we're gonna be out there for Thanksgiving, I believe. And then
Possibly, depending on what days it is.
what? Oh yeah,
The convention, I don't know when it actually is.
but I know we're going to. You want to go to New Zealand? She goes, "Let's go to New Zealand. It's a 2 hour flight or whatever. What is it?"
From Australia.
So
A
she's like, "You
2 hour
might as
flight?
well."
We're right there. Like, why
Yeah,
would
but
we
it's
do
like
that?
I don't like being away for so long, man.
We won't. We could literally go there for 2 days and say we did it.
Genesis, give me that drink, please.
Like, we're right there. Why wouldn't we do that?
Hardcore. We don't do no edits here on the Man of Number 9 podcast. I don't know. I kind of want to call it the Ben Ochoa podcast. I'm gonna copy Joe Rogan completely. The Ben Ochoa experience. He just sees me. You can't use that, man. No.
It's like, you can't use the word experience in your.
That's like when didn't LeBron James try to copyright Taco Tuesday?
He did? That was like way
No.
before LeBron
Listen,
even was
LeBron,
alive.
you need to settle your horses down, okay, buddy? You can't do that. And then it's the same thing when Disney tried to copyright Dia de los Muertos
Oh, yeah. Well, watch it. He's gonna
until
try to come
every
for you.
Mexican, Hispanic, and Latino in the world stood up and said, "You want to do what?" And then that was the end of that
holiday.
conversation. But yeah, this year's gonna be really cool. We got a lot of travel. The Japan trip it's always been a dream of mine to go.
Yeah.
You didn't want to go.
Well-
You're gonna be eating McDonald's and their Subway.
First of all, I refuse. I don't eat McDonald's in the United States. I'm not eating McDonald's in Japan. I know it's better or cleaner or whatever. I don't care. I will not. I refuse. I can eat like meat and rice.
The McDonald's in Australia sucked.
Yeah.
It was not good.
You guys didn't like the McDonald's.
Not
in
Australia. I'm
Italy.
sorry, Italy.
Yeah.
In Australia, it was nice. Like the burgers were like plump.
Got the kangaroo patty.
That was a good little. That sounds so nice in the mic.
Oh, you're so good.
Me and Mike Ramos, that's my best friend. We should do that noise. So when we'd have to go to bed, if our parents are walking around or they're like trying to see if we're awake, and we just want to get up and play PlayStation, we'd go. And if Mike did it back, then we'd get up. That was like our little sign. Get up, turn it on.
So basically, you're just farting.
You can
and
call it what you
seeing
want. Don't be
the
talking
other
crap about
person was awake or
my
not.
Morse code.
I mean, I don't think it's considered.
Are you excited for Japan? I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I want to do the whole samurai thing where you dress up.
Yeah.
This ceremony. Or you want to do that? You're going to do the geisha one, right?
Uh-huh.
You can do that, Mom? And just so everybody knows, when Arabelle's behind the board there, that's only when Kim's here. Because we kind of keep things a little bit more PG. When I have my friends, especially some of my friends, like my buddy Chris or my buddy Sean that might be coming on here, people like that, like we just kind of like loose cannons. She's not back there. So don't be like, oh my God, they exposed their daughter to this? No.
So what if we did?
No, I'm not doing that. Some of it's too gnarly. Anyways, yeah, so we got Japan coming up and then maybe Berlin. We'll see. I think of that trip just adding so much tension to all the other stuff that we're doing. And then we're going to France. I got to talk to Dax about that, but we're going to
I'm
France.
excited for France.
No way.
Me too.
Are you really? Why?
Because that's the place that I've been wanting to go to
Whoa.
For how long?
for years and years.
Oh, I thought you were going to say my whole life. Because that's what you always say.
Yeah. I missed that.
I like how you're
Why do
talking
you-
into the mic like that.
Why do you want to go
Little
to
cutie.
Why do you want to go to France?
Because
What place do you want to visit?
Talking to the mic, babe.
the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, yeah. What city is it that you want to go to the most?
Paris.
Yeah, there
That's
you go.
right.
I
You
go.
sounded it out
Stage
for
fright.
her?
She had like stage fright.
So we're
She couldn't
going to
think of it.
France. That's going to be a lot of fun. I've heard it's kind of weird, but as long as you guys have fun, that's all that matters.
Well, anywhere has that. Like, there's like not.
Are we going to Nashville this year? No.
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 Ooh. I
We're
love
going
that
No,
to
place.
Nashville.
we're doing Colorado Springs.
Oh, Colorado Springs. That's what yeah.
That's what it is.
What's
And then
Colorado Springs?
That's in Colorado, babe.
It's in Colorado.
But,
That's where Papa lives?
Mm-hmm.
But further.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
We're
not like
going
right
there.
Mm.
And then I like Nashville, man. That sucks we're not doing that one. What other is that it? There's a couple other ones where it's like in the States type stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe that is it. I don't know.
That is it, because normally you do
Or
anime.
yeah, we're not doing
and
that
we're
again.
not doing that. We're doing Evian instead.
Anime was a cool event. The first year was amazing. This year was kind of like, meh. Wasn't that great?
Yeah.
Meh. People think I'm afraid to say it. I'm not. I'm not gonna go crazy and say a bunch of mean stuff, but it didn't have the same like vibe.
Yeah.
The kids had fun seeing Georgie's kids and family there, which is awesome. That's really why we do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah, this time we're going to France instead of that place, and then ending the year with Australia, but maybe New Zealand. I'm gonna tell you right now though, if we go to Australia, your mom's flying home. She's not going to New Zealand with us.
Yeah. Well, that's what she had planned on doing. I'm pretty sure she planned on doing that.
Is that thing cozy?
It is very cozy. I'm like slowly drifting.
Are you really tired?
No, I'm just joking. But I
You
am
are
like
tired.
relaxed.
Joke about that.
Well, just because I got tattooed, like it's a little draining.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. How does your leg feel?
Still a little stingy.
What was the worst part of today? The back again.
Yeah, like that little filler.
Because
part.
even when I tattooed your shin area, you didn't do bad.
Yes, that part.
I could
sucked
tell
too.
it hurt, but it wasn't anything like the back.
No, the back is way worse.
Because I can
Why
feel
is
you
that?
tensing up towards the back a little bit.
I
mean,
really
towards the
was trying
front,
not to,
but not too bad. I just
'Cause
felt
I
you
was
like.
really like trying. I was trying more so to tense the other leg so that I could keep the other leg relaxed. But I guess maybe that's not a thing.
But even doing her face, you didn't struggle at all. Like it was a
no,
breeze.
it honestly like certain spots did hurt, but that part wasn't really bad.
I adjusted my give today. There was just something telling me to try something different. I think it's because I'm still dialing in exactly how I like the machine to hit.
Yeah.
And so I made it hit softer. And I think that really helped today.
Mm.
Not just that, but I felt it like the way I was tattooing. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. It felt like more buttery versus like aggressive.
There were some spots where I could literally feel it going like boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. And I was like, whew.
That's called color packing, saturation.
Yeah,
But
but it was only in certain areas. It
What-
wasn't like
Who
you were
sings
thinking
that
about the whole
song?
area.
We'll be playing some Seether. I don't know who plays a Seether radio in here when I'm getting into the shop. But there's a song. Who sings that Saturate song? I'll be tattooing,
Cool.
and the song is called Saturate. Or at least that's what he says in the show, in the song.
Saturate.
And then the clients are like, yeah. Oh, because they can feel it.
Oh no.
But it's just funny. But I'm excited for this year.
Today-
Yeah, my buddy Howie came in. Our buddy Howie Tattoos. Howie Tattoos on Instagram. Check him out. He's an awesome dude. Great work. I think, isn't he originally from Hawaii? He just lived out there.
I have no idea, honestly.
Howie, next time you come by, we're going to talk to you. Because I don't want to start making rumors of my.
Stupid.
No, he came by and
Yeah, that was
Chatted up.
very. It was like unexpected. We were like,
but it was
"Who
nice.
is that?"
It
Yeah.
was cool. Like,
Well, I didn't have my glasses on while you were tattooing, and I couldn't see at all. I just saw a person and a tinier person, and I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, "Who is that?" And then when he was like, "Oh, I just wanted to come say hi to Ben," at first I thought it was a client, and
I
then when he
thought-
got closer, I was like, "Oh,
I thought it might have been one of my clients. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah. Anyways, he came by with some pretty interesting things to say. I think that a lot of us tattooers have been talking about. And we were both talking about how slow it's been
mm-hmm,
this year. And I made it to a point where I said, it's been like 2008 slow.
yeah,
I thank God every day that we don't deal with that. We are plentifully full and busy, which is great.
mm-hmm.
But you never know.
Yeah, no,
It could change in a heartbeat for everybody.
yeah,
And I've talked to several artists where they've noticed a shift in the rift,
Yeah.
and there's something going on. And what me and Howie were saying is that it's something that's been kind of like, I think that this whole tattoo gate, and on top of a couple other things, like mute out, babe. On top of a couple other things, like I feel like the tattoo gate thing would definitely might have put out to the world that normal people, or whatever you want to consider it, might like, and I say normal people and people like who
The
make minimum
average
wage,
person?
so like the average person might not be able to afford a tattoo from people like me or Howie or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a bunch of BS. The tattoo gate thing, without going too much in detail or saying any names, because I'm not about that. I feel like if I'm going to talk about someone directly by name, I want to talk to them,
Yeah.
you know? Basically this woman put down like $3-4 grand, I don't know, some crazy number on deposits, and they got a sketch back like that Ezio my son would have drawn when he was like 4.
Mm-hmm.
It was terrible. And it's just taking advantage of people. And I feel like that was seen so much that I think people might be thinking, oh, I need to drop a couple grand on the deposit just to get tattooed by, like, I'll use me by Ben.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the case.
Yeah.
In reality, a normal tattooer is going to charge you a couple $100 for a deposit, and it goes towards the tattoo. With the tattoo gate thing, it wasn't part of the deposit, or it didn't go towards the tattoo.
No, it didn't go towards the tattoo.
It was a crazy situation. Somebody picked it up very nice and kindly, did the tattoo for her for free. And one of the companies, I want to say is H2O. Don't quote me on that. That's what I think, or what I heard. They refunded the girl the money, and I thought that was crazy cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it just wasn't going anywhere. And it just sucks because I feel like that may have a lot of part to do with why so many tattooers are slow. I mean, there's other things too. Like I was talking to a client the other day, and he was telling me that he got quoted $1,000 an hour or $1,500 an hour. And then the other number that I saw that this artist was listing off for his booking info and pricing was he wanted a $50,000 retainer for large projects.
Which is insane.
So you gotta look at. You can charge whatever you want. That's your business.
Yeah, but what are you, a lawyer? Like what?
But there's a limit to where you start taking advantage of people.
Mm-hmm.
That's taking advantage of people. Sorry,
Yeah.
Because not trying to talk bad about the dude's work. He does good work. I could do it too, bro. If I did black and gray, I could do what you do.
To ask someone to give that up.
But what I'm saying though is, if you're not doing something that nobody else in the world can do, even if you were doing that, you still can't charge that much.
Yeah, but what if that doesn't even equate to the amount of work
It
that
won't.
they're getting done?
It won't.
What I mean.
It never will. But at the end of the day, everybody's got every right to do what they want. But again, that goes back to people hearing this stuff or seeing it, and then I'll never be able to afford a tattoo.
Yeah.
It's a thing. I think there's a lot of pieces that come into this, and they really mess up the flow of like how busy tattooers are. And that's not okay, because like some of these tattooers have been in the game for a long time, twice as long as me. They shouldn't be struggling.
Yeah.
That's not a cool thing. And it's just like,
I think there's a lot of things though that come into play with that. Like also the economy, like where we are at right now. I think for the last 2-3 years, not 3 years ago, like after the pandemic and everything, I think there was such an influx of clients and people were getting tattooed so much because they were still like getting stimulus checks.
yeah,
Like
that's
a lot
thing.
of people were still getting stimulus checks.
Just give me a water.
And so I feel like that also.
Yeah, I could see
I
that,
feel
like the
like-
assistance being like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's crazy thing that somebody's going to spend their assistance or whatever stimulus checks on tattoos.
Well, some people were getting way more. Like my mom, for instance, she made way
she made more on
she
that
got
than she did at her
more from
job.
the stimulus check than she did from her job. So that extra money could go towards that.
Yeah.
And people were getting that for, I mean, I don't know how long they were getting it for, but it was for a while, right? Yeah. Because, I mean,
Thank you.
that's what I think too.
You can get
But-
on the mic, Brandon. Just move it over here, so both of you guys can talk into it.
No, I'm okay.
Oh, okay. She doesn't want to share.
She's
It's
like, I
okay.
don't
It's
wanna share
okay.
the,
It's
like-
okay.
But I think a lot of people started feeling it in 2023 is the slowness. Because even at conventions, when we'd go to conventions, like they weren't as busy. Or if people were there, they weren't really like buying anything.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have been talking about that. Like it's been rumbling.
The conventions
for a
have
while.
been super slow.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some conventions we went to. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Anime Con is dead.
Well, and
I was like, what
because
else?
when we went to, for instance, Nashville in 2022. we
Oh,
went
even
there.
Nashville was dead.
It was okay.
But
In 2023,
No
it
good.
was dead. Like some people packed up their booths
day two,
and left
beginning
on
of
the
day two,
second day. Yeah.
like the start. So they just
Yeah.
did one day.
They were like, oh no, forget it.
There was nobody. And it sucks because those shows are cool. The anime show was cool. And then this year specifically, I feel like it was just super bad.
Well, I think too, like a lot of people are charging astronomical prices. Like that one girl, that one booth that was doing the jewelry, she was charging like double what we would get here, which that's insane. Why would I spend double the price at the convention when I could get it for half the price at home?
I think they just saw the
Or just
niche
wait.
and then they're like,
Yeah.
oh, let's capitalize on this. And I think that's a big thing that's happening
Yeah.
in tattooing right now. There's nothing wrong with it. Go make your money, profit off of whatever, but it's something that we need to be very careful how we do that because then we're exploiting the industry too much. It's good to make money, trust me, I get it, but it starts to run dry faster than you can catch up to it. And I think right now there's a overabundance and saturated amount of tattooers
Mhm.
that, and I was telling Howie, I think people are going to start, if they haven't already, start undercutting.
Yeah.
Like, well, oh, Ben said I'll do for this much, I'll do for this much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Something, and I'm just going to go off the rails here and do it because I don't normally talk about like prices and stuff. But one thing that I will say, I charge a flat rate. I don't charge hourly. But the deposit that I take from my clients, which isn't more than a couple $100, not thousands, don't fall for that, guys. It goes towards the tattoo.
yeah.
To hear that and again, you do
Well,
what you
also,
want.
if you're curious about somebody's rate, like just email them. They're going to let you know.
Yep.
Like if you're really wanting to get tattooed by them. And if you think that they're out of your budget, like.
So this is a good time to take and talk about some stuff. I want to talk about like when a person gets a message from someone on Facebook or Instagram. Hey, do you want to book with me? Hey, now's the time. Skip the line. Da, 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 da. Let me give you guys a little bit of advice. We will never contact you guys and say, hey, do you want a book with me now? You should be able to read that, but you can't expect people to know that that's a scam.
Yeah.
But just know that, if you're seeking out a tattooer, most of the time, I would say 98% of the time, 90, I don't know, whatever, they're not going to write you and say, yeah, book it now. So one of the guys was doing, maybe a little bit better than me. She was saying that the guy impersonating to be me was saying, oh, I charge you a new equipment fee or something.
So what he was saying was, I charge you X amount of dollars, and what that's going to go to is all new equipment. So you're going to be getting tattooed by the top of the line, brand new, state of the art equipment or whatever it is. Like nobody.
Coffee?
No, that's Brandon's.
Okay.
And when she had said that, I'm like, nobody's gonna charge you that. Like,
No, because
they
it's
should have
new every single time.
They should have all of their stuff regardless.
Yeah.
And that is what they're going to be using to
So
tattoo you.
there's some red flags that I do want to like address when it comes to getting scammed on tattoos. One of them is when look at the PayPal and it doesn't add up. Like the PayPal was like Sean Evans. Where do you see Sean Evans on my profile?
Yeah, that was another.
There is
thing.
no assistant that's going to collect money from any of that. So what are you doing?
She said the email was for the PayPal was for the assistant because the assistant was PayPaling, or was responsible for collecting the money. So, I mean,
There is people I'm sure that do that, but not under a weird name like that.
But who would ever give their assistant the rights to do that? Like the assistant, you could have a bad situation with the assistant and then they could just run off and take all of your money. Yeah. Why would you do that? That makes no sense.
But on top of that, the weird fees, the new equipment stuff, you know, I can get you right now. One big tell is if you guys ever get a DM from an artist, any message, comment, I'm not going to comment, and a lot of people won't comment back saying, DM me to book. No, some artists will do that, and that's fine. But before anybody sends money to anyone, the one thing that I would tell, this is addressing everyone that watches this, is look at their following, right? Mm-hmm. If you look now, could they go and buy a bunch of followers? Sure, but then go look at the posts. If the posts are posted in with the last week and that's all they have, it's a fake profile. You have to look into these things. Yeah. Because I can't control. Because so one of the girls that wrote me, she said, well, you need to control that. I'm like, how am I supposed to control that?
Well, and she also wanted you to refund the money.
And I was like, there's no way. Because she sent $200 or $400, something like that.
No, it was more than that.
Not the first one. The other one sent like $750.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sorry, but what do you want me to do? There's people right now impersonating celebrities. There's people impersonating their brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter. Like, it is what it is. Yeah. So I can't control that. So I told the girls, there's no fucking way. There's no way that I'm going to be able to control who impersonates me or whatever. That's just not the way it works. So I had to tell her, like, I'm sorry, but you should have done your research. And it sucks to say that, but at the same time, if you're really following that artist, you should know, something's up.
Yeah, I think also like the biggest tell all is the photos. Cause like the guy, he had a pretty big following. Like I'm not as large as yours, but he had like, I want to say it was almost 3,000 people or more that were following him.
No, I don't remember that number at all. What I saw was like 400.
No, I looked at it. And when I looked at his photos, every single photo that he had was posted in the like.
Well, because he was stalking me and he had his notifications turned on. And this is crazy. Facebook, you need to get your shit together because that was Facebook.
Oh, that was on Facebook.
They need to get it together because I've reported it. I did everything. They don't ever do anything. And yeah, I know that there's a million people doing it, but they got to do something. Like once your name is taken, how could he imitate me with the same exact name?
Yeah.
That should be, there's something up with that. Like, you know, but it's just my name. It could be 10 million Ben Ochoa's. Who knows?
I know, but I think when you are replicating it, like
to the T,
like he had everything. The only difference was like in his bio, the email had like an extra letter.
T or something at the end of it. So it's Ben Ochoa art with 2 T's. That's not correct. And so they're slick. They're well,
because they're sneaky with it. To the naked eye, it's like or the untrained eye, it just looks like, oh, that would be his email. They're not like paying attention to it.
No, and that sucks because that's just another thing that is going to deter people from wanting to get tattooed.
Because I think, and scamming is so big right now. Huge. Like I get a phone call all the time. Oh, I think we can help you with your student loan. I don't have a student loan. How are you going to help me?
I just think there's a lot of
your info. Like
there's like a very sneaky vibe in the air about tattooing sometimes, unfortunately. And I think that stops people from pursuing maybe getting a tattoo by one of the artists they want to get tattooed by. It shouldn't, but just, be careful. Keep an eye out on things that might seem kind of weird, and look at the Instagram profile. You can go back to mine from years ago. That's how you know it's real.
That's how you
I mean,
show up.
honestly, that's the real one.
Yeah.
Because if a scammer gets away with it for a couple years, that's so crazy. I doubt that's ever going to happen. But if it did, that's just such a rare thing.
Yeah.
So always look at the profile, look at their following, and how long the posts have been going on. That's a big one. But as far as everything else, man, like, I think that we're just in a time right now where if you're tattooing, you're trying to build your career, you need to really be clear about what you're charging a person. In my booking info, in our booking info, it says this is how much you're paying for the day. Your deposit comes off of that session every single time. We used to save that one deposit, but it started getting weird. Sometimes people, I would forget, which I should make it clear every time, which we do now. I wouldn't tell them that the deposit came off. They thought I was just hooking them up. And they're like, oh, I got like 5 deposits. I'm like, no. What did you think I was hooking you up, bro? I'm like, do the math, man. It's right there. I took it off.
Yeah.
But that's just a miscommunication on us. And that's just something that we have adjusted and fixed. So that's different now. But in our booking info, it's clear as day. No hidden fees, no fine print. Because the last thing I want is someone to come in and be like, oh, I didn't know I owed you that. No.
Yeah.
And then sometimes given the time and we make the time for it the night before, we've told people in the past, hey, just so you were clear, you're sitting all day.
Yeah.
This is how much it's going to be. Your deposit comes off. So this is the remaining total due. But given said that too, I do want to talk and say that, and this is just speaking of my perspective, I don't just copy and paste. People think, like when I went to the anime con, they disqualified me for whatever because they said, oh, well, he drew it and you didn't. Well, bro, look I'm doing my style.
Yeah.
And I don't just take a picture of Leonardo and say, okay, cool, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
No, I change it up. I spend hours recoloring, relighting, and redo everything. The reason could I draw it? Sure.
Yeah.
But then to me, it loses that allure and it loses that. Like when I do a tattoo, I want them to feel, the essence is lost because now that's a version of mine, of my Leonardo, sure. But it's not the same. I wanted the one from the movie. I wanted the one from that comic book. Okay, well, I'm going to give you that, but in my style. So for people to think that, oh, well, he didn't draw it. Well, bro, let me tell you something. It takes a lot to know how to recolor things. And a lot of time that I put into studying light source and color and this and that. It's not as easy as some people may think.
Yeah.
So the day rate for me, it goes into that time.
Yeah.
So if I finish a little bit earlier and it's kind of crazy. People are like, well, we finished at 5 hours, a little over 5. So how much is it? Well, it's a day rate. And then they were like, well, okay. So check this out. I did it one time to a friend of mine. He paid me what he thought he owed me. And then I said, cool. So now that we got that covered, this is what it is hourly. And you owe me another 4 hours that I spent designing your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, oh, what? Wait. No. What? I'll just give you the day rate. I was like, no, you're going to pay me. You want to nickel and dime me? I'm going to nickel and dime you.
Mm-hmm.
My time is not free. And the effort that I put into your design is not easy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you've seen, and I'll call you. I'm leaving and going home. What happened? I just didn't see the vision. I didn't feel prepared. Yeah. I feel like the design could be better, but I'd rather do that and reschedule someone than mark them forever and looking at it and saying, dude, it could have been so much better.
Like I could have done so much more if I had 2 more hours or something. Yeah.
Well, when I do movies, like movie stuff, I look at all the stuff. I look at everything.
Well, yeah, you watch the movies, you research the characters, we watch them as a family. You rewatch the movie each time type of thing. Like you're not just, okay, you want this? Let me just pull up a Google search.
No, because like how many times have I done The Lion King, and every single time I watch it.
Yeah.
The Exorcist is one of the scariest movies to me of all time. Maybe it's because I was raised Catholic and it was like a very religious, scary movie. But I don't even like watching that when I do it.
Yeah.
Just to catch the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do I want? I want it to feel like this. This is why I don't redraw it.
But I also think that translates in the tattoo because then people say like, oh, I feel like I am reading the comic or I'm watching the movie.
I
or
remember
like,
that scene.
Yeah.
That's why I don't draw my version.
Yeah.
I've had people bring up the idea of me doing a whole Batman sleeve or something, but in my version, that scares the shit out of me. Not because I can't do it, but because that's not the Batmans that I remember. But I would like to take some more stuff on like that.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, though, it takes a long time to really draw things and make them accurate.
Yeah.
Could anybody draw? No, not anybody can draw. But for the ones that can draw, sure. Is it going to be that successful or that dynamic of a tattoo? Probably not. Because we don't do this for we don't draw, that's not our profession. Our profession is doing tattoos. And yeah, there's some stuff you can draw and make it look super sick. But I'm talking more like the realism aspect.
For what you're doing, it's different. Like there are some people who completely make up their own.
And I think that's awesome.
Like caricatures or whatever.
Yeah, that's different.
Like Timmy B, for instance, the style that he does. Like he is. Like that's something that came out of his mind.
He's defined that and he's established himself as that artist.
Yeah.
For me, I like to be the artist that takes a scene from a movie, makes it more of a tattoo-friendly design that's going to pop over time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Like everybody's different in the way they do things.
Yeah, no. Well, that's why they say art is.
But I don't think you should be judged on the fact that, well, this person drew it and you didn't. And it's like, that's kind of weird. Because
also, how do you know that I didn't draw it?
Yeah, because I could tell you I built the Eiffel Tower. I could give you some elaborate story that I did some crazy stuff, and you'll be like, "Wow."
Yeah.
I could tell you I went and had breakfast with Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters and make it so real. You're like, "Wow, dude, he knows everybody."
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. You
don't know. You don't know that for sure.
It's just, I think there's some people, again, going back to the industry, that shouldn't be in this industry. And it should be just chill out and respect what came before you. And I think as far as tattooers go, there's a lot of tattooers forgetting that, unfortunately. Mm. But yeah, as far as the scams go, be careful out there, guys. People are crappy.
Yeah. Definitely.
What else you got for me?
I don't know. What do you got for me?
Let's talk about your tattoo again.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to do anymore, huh?
Honestly, I do. I'm going to. But the thing is that
you don't want to do the inside of your leg.
I came up with this idea. And I thought, oh, this would be so good. Like, we're traveling with you. Like, I could enter it in contests, blah, 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 blah. And then after the first session, I remembered how much I dislike getting tattooed. And I was like, why did I do this? Why did I sign myself up for this?
Yeah, it's not.
Because it hurts.
I think you're hitting some spots that are just bad, like the back close to your butt. That hurts. And then
that one didn't hurt me, though. Like the Finding Nemo one didn't bother me at all. Remember? You were like, you're sitting like a champ on this one.
Maybe that was just your spot. I don't know.
I don't know. That was like I wish they all felt that way. But this one today wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
The knee area was not good. Like the walking situation. Obviously, like it's always sore when you get tattooed. Like I always walk funny regardless of how much it hurts or not. But like the knee area, that was not fun.
Yeah.
The back of the knee, that was not fun at all.
Back of the knee is never fun for anybody. Even Georgie doesn't really move. When I tattoo him, he just sits there. The ankle sometimes hurts real bad. That's why I said there's no way we're going to go past that today. Because I would have started leading down into your ankle and you would have hated every second of it.
Do you need something, babe? What's wrong?
What happened? Go ahead.
Go ahead. What is it?
I can hear you now.
What?
I wanted to unmute myself.
Oh, yeah, you can do that.
Okay, well, you just have to make sure
you muted me.
Humming.
You muted me.
You just have to make sure you're not.
There we go.
You just have to make sure you're not humming.
If you want to talk to us, you can talk to us.
coming.
Right there. Boom.
Okay.
We get. It's like she bullies Kim. Hello, cutie pie.
I'm abused. You didn't know. My kids are constantly.
So the kids are really good at traveling. We've said it several times. So when we talk about the travel, it's a lot of fun. You don't want to get a tattoo. You don't want to get the leg tattooed at conventions, huh?
Ooh, I don't know about that.
So the thing with conventions, you got to be built for that because the beds are super tiny.
A lot of pressure.
What pressure from what?
Everybody watching you look like a wimp.
Yeah.
Well, that makes it tougher.
I feel like that does help because when we're at home, I'm more like,
You are.
I can be like.
We're gonna talk about that,
Whereas-
Arabelle. She's all like, so this was years ago, and I was tattooing your arm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the only thing you had.
rose, the inside.
And I said, yeah, the rose, the inside of your arm. And then I was tattooing you, and you were like, "Can you wet the paper towel?" And I was like, "What?"
But
And I was like, "Look."
tattooed at the shop at that time.
And I was like, "Look," and I string it out, and then it's all like the water coming out. I'm like, "What do you want?"
Wasn't wet enough.
So I had to like wet it and like barely like touch her, so it's just like water rubbing her arm.
I remember when you did that because it was on the inside of my arm, and I remember like my body when you wiped down, my whole body just like went down.
Everybody, a lot of people do that. They like whenever I wipe them, they move with the wipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't like that at all.
No. But so far, that like getting tattooed there wasn't as bad as getting tattooed on the back of the knee and also above it, like where the cloud is. That cloud.
Ooh, that
Still,
destroyed you.
That was the worst one.
I think that one, we talked about this already, but it was emotional and physical pain.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Like, I just don't
I
understand why people like getting tattooed.
But I thought the last session we did right by the behind your knee, I thought that was worse than the cloud. I feel like your body language was way worse. But you said you didn't cry.
I didn't cry.
But I think the crying from that part was for more emotional stuff. Yep.
I mean, I feel like it was both.
Maybe.
The back of the knee was rough, but I think it was because you were like jumping around. You're like dancing on that damn area. And I think that's why
Dancing with the Stars.
it was not good.
Carol Baskin. We've been obsessed with watching, God, I don't even know why I just started this. We've been obsessed with watching 90 Day Fiance.
We have been. It's like our guilty pleasure.
Jasmine and Gino. Dude, Jasmine, go leave that man alone.
Gino, why do you always
and don't even start. I can't do it. That show's insane. But I like watching it because I reflect on like how I don't got to deal with any of that crap. I'm like, I'm good.
It's so bad that my mom gets into it when she comes over.
You mean Chris?
Chris was over for Christmas for a week. And we watched it every night. And he was so sucked into it. He was like, "Kim, why do you get me into these things?"
Yeah.
So.
Arabelle, what's your favorite show? What's your favorite show? Talking to the mic, babe. No?
Why are you upset? You were eating your thing and it was wrestling
Yeah, you got to mute it.
You have to mute it.
I can eat your chips over here. It's okay. Just leave it. That's fine. Hey, Fortnite, keep it down. And that's this Fortnite. But nah, the shows are cool. It's funny.
They are really funny. I think that they're nice to watch, especially when you don't have that drama going on in your life.
Oh, big time.
Because, like, oof,
hell no.
I thought yesterday was hard. I don't have that life.
No. But yeah, the shows are funny. The last flight we were on, remember that baby that was crying?
Oh, yeah. I was like, so I am not.
It doesn't
someone
bug you, I don't think, right? Does it bug you?
No, I'm not someone who gets like irritated, like,
No, I don't
God, that kid won't shut up. Like, there's people who all the time are like that.
Brandon,
it makes me frustrated.
Do you get freaked out when you hear babies on the plane?
Like crying?
More annoyed than anything. I don't know.
So like it doesn't bother me. For me, what I want to do is I want to be like, excuse me, would you like me to help you? Because like
Kim,
it's stressful.
she's like the baby
you know what I
whisperer.
mean?
The baby will be screaming his guts out, and Kim goes, and the baby's like,
I'm just really
see
good
the
with
sun.
kids.
All the mobs on the plane are just like building up all this.
Well,
and
no,
100%.
like, and not only that, but like, there's been multiple times where we've been on a flight, and you could tell like older people, they like when they see the kids, they're like looking over, like, oh great, these kids
Well,
are
do you
probably going to be
remember
kicking my seat or something.
This year, or last year, or maybe it was earlier this year. This one guy, we were sitting in the lobby waiting for the plane to get there, and this guy kept looking at the kids. He was sitting two rows, like 2 seats down from us, and he was looking at the kids, like arguing. They were crying about some chips. I don't know what it was. It was something dumb. And this guy looking at the kids, like, oh great. And I looked at him like, huh? And he's like, oh.
Well,
They're like a scared dog when you catch them. They're like,
but we've also been on flights too, where like that one. Remember where that one kid, like at the very end, I want to say we flew in from like New York or maybe it was Boston or something, and he was like crying. We were sitting, like waiting to like pull in so we could get off of it. And he started crying, and you could tell the mom and dad, they were both like,
oh
kind of
yes, I
frustrated.
remember
And I was
this.
sitting
Yeah.
directly behind them. And I was like, in my mind, I was just saying like, just look at me for 1 second. I promise I will make everything okay. And he finally locked eyes with me, and I was like, what's going on? Are you upset? And he shut up. The dad literally turned around like, who is this angel? And I was like, it's okay. And there were people, people had unbuckled, but
And I
we
love
still
people's
were getting
reactions.
off
They
the
go like
plane.
this. Here's Kim will like seduce some child into quietness and peace. And then
It's like the wrong terminology together.
it's not, because that's really what it is. You charm a kid into quiet and peace. And then everybody around us is like this.
Well,
And
no.
I'm like, are you...
So there were people that were in front of us who were like turning around like, oh my God, this kid, why won't he just shut up? Like he was like 1 year old, maybe. And
Or 2 years old.
And I was just like talking to him like you would talk to anyone else. But because people kept turning back, I like went hardcore into it. And I was like, are you upset? Is your tummy hurting? Us landing was probably really rough, huh? Oh, are you hot? I'm hot too. It's hot in here. And like eventually they like turned back around, and I was like, yeah, that's right. Turn around in your freaking seat. Like, and earlier in the day, that same woman.
Oh, you were saying
she
people
had
were like
turned-
annoyed with you
Yeah,
trying to...
no, annoyed with the baby. And then they heard me speaking, and I was like kind of calling them out because they're like annoyed with him. He's a kid. Come on.
Like he's a baby.
Yeah, like this is how he communicates.
He doesn't know anything.
No. But earlier on the flight, the mom had at one point turned around to me and was like, you're so patient. And I was like, I'm literally not doing anything, but thank you.
We're patient in public.
Like, I'm
At
in a
home?
situation.
I'm just
At
trying
home,
to calm this
Kim
down
is not the
because
same
when we
person.
get in the car, I'm just kidding.
Well, that's how it is, though.
When we get in the car, when we get home, just wait.
I think it's more movie theaters that bug me than airplanes, though.
Really?
Because there's like been a couple times where we go to the movie theaters and they have like a baby, like
Oh, that's different.
See, I don't know. I just don't get bothered by it because
I get what you're saying, though. Like, if I'm watching...
bringing a newborn to a movie.
Let me
they
tell
don't
you
have
something.
anyone to
I
watch
try to
them and
make
they
it-
still want to have a life.
If it's I understand that. I get that.
I
Now,
think if you don't have kids, you don't fully
Listen.
understand
And
it.
you're like
If-
watching Black Panther and you hear baby shark ding ding.
Oh, yeah. No, see, that's different. Now, like, if you're doing like a Batman movie, if I'm in the premiere of a Batman movie I've been waiting to watch for years, yeah, take it outside, champ. That's how you got to look at it. Think about it. It's a movie or something you've been waiting to do. But again, I don't get upset with it. It's just kind of like, what are you doing, bro? Like,
I don't know.
it's a weird situation.
That's like
kids-
people though at Disneyland. They're like,
Oh,
"Oh, you're
my
not. You shouldn't be
God,
allowed to
bro.
bring your stroller."
You should know,
Like
but
you're
this one.
at Disneyland. Like they were trying to ban strollers from
Yeah.
Disneyland because the people who are non-stroller users were getting over reactive about how much of a wait time it is for them shuffling through the park behind the slow stroller
Bro,
drivers.
we went to Disneyland, Disney World, and I heard someone
Like-
say, "Damn, these damn strollers everywhere." And I'm looking at this guy like,
Yeah. I'm like, you're
know where
at
you are, bro?
Disneyland.
Yeah,
"It's for
like-
everyone," but come on.
Yeah, we gotta
Mainly for kids.
Yeah. Like if you have a baby and you need a stroller and you're going to Disneyland,
Yeah.
like you're gonna need a stroller.
It's a place for kids.
Like that little baby. Yeah,
Yeah.
she just left without saying bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, look at how old that kid is. Why is he still in a stroller? Like, why don't you worry about yourself?
Yeah.
Like, why are you so worried about everybody at Disneyland? Like, God.
Like,
Because
worry
in the
about
comments,
yourself.
like on the app, people will be like, oh yeah, and like the 10-year-olds that are still in strollers.
The
And-
next thing that's gonna
And
happen.
I'm not gonna lie, I have been one of those people because when it's super busy, like we had a double stroller because Arabelle and Ezio were 3.5 years, 4.5 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
So she had like this, like an actual seat, and then he had like a folding down seat. So like if he needed to like sit down or rest. So when it would get super busy, I would use that seat and put him in there because it's so crowded. Like it's safer for him to be confined in the stroller.
It's a lot of walking too.
Well,
Yeah.
well, not only that, but like trying to push a stroller, making sure I'm not hitting the person in front of me, and making sure my kid is still next to me is
It's
a lot to do. So I would just have him sit. And like so many times when they were little, people would like jump over the stroller because people were going too slow. And it's like, dude, you're getting mad at me because I'm going slower because I'm trying not to hit the person in front of me's ankles. And then you're going to jump over the stroller and now you just got hit in the ankle. So, and then like one time I had someone turn around and look at me like, well, I'm driving a semi truck here. It doesn't stop on a dime. Okay? Like,
Yeah, I don't get it.
Jesus.
So let's talk about your Stanley
Like, it's a
craze.
stroller.
Stanley craze. What is it? Stanley mania.
Stanley.
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 Girlies.
Stanley. What is it?
The
Stanley
Stanley girlies.
girlies.
Is that a thing?
I think so. I don't know.
Pretty sure.
Arabelle's all into it.
So look at. I never want to ever hear that. Oh, why are you into collecting all this and that? It's over.
Yeah.
That time
I have 2 Stanley cups.
right
You're
now.
about to have
I
three.
have 2.
You're
You
about
have
to
this.
have
You have
three, though.
this one and the one you just ordered.
Okay.
That's
it's not in my
three.
possession.
You don't
yet.
know anything about this,
A little bit from what you were talking
bro.
about.
They make a backpack
Yeah.
that you can strap onto the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
It's like a fanny pack for the Stanley Cup.
To like wear it. Like,
No, like for the actual cup.
Show
you could put-
show the camera your
so you
Stanley
could-
Cup.
So you could put like your stuff in it, like your keys, your wallet,
So
hand
hold on.
sanitizer.
Tell them about the one you just got and what. Tell them what the big difference is. Go ahead and hold the cup back up
Oh
and
my
tell them.
gosh. So the one that I just got is the Target Valentine's
Big deal.
Day edition.
Go ahead. Tell them what the difference is.
And basically the whole cup is this color.
Are you joking?
And it has a heart
Instead of the R
instead
for
of-
copyright.
Well, it still has the R.
Registered.
It's inside of the heart
Oh.
for Valentine's Day. It has a
Oh.
heart on it.
Oh, so it like had the heart and so it's a heart, but it had the R in the heart.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
That's
crazy.
weird.
But it's fine. I can't say anything because I collect. I mean, I used to collect a bunch of stuff. I don't collect anymore. I have too much stuff.
You
What have I collected recently?
You said it, not me.
Dang.
Thank you. That's my
Besides the fact that I want to get a statue for the front right here.
mm-hmm.
And what have I collected
Where are you even gonna put that?
You literally everything.
Yeah.
recently? Here it is. Nothing.
I
haven't.
No, I'm pretty sure. You've collected hard drives recently.
Okay.
That's partly my fault.
No, that is work affiliation. I haven't collected anything really like that in a while.
Yeah, because you're like, it's
I don't ha-
pointless
I have
for
it
me
all.
to collect it. Because
I have the stuff I want.
1, I don't need anything else. And 2, I don't have anywhere else for it to
No.
go.
Yeah. Well.
That's too much.
Yeah,
I love it though.
it's a lot.
This is my children.
Like, remember at one point you used to save all the boxes, so then we had storage
God.
of just
yeah.
empty boxes.
We got rid of all that stuff though.
Empty boxes.
And then it was like, are you actually gonna use
It was
the
bad. I
box
used to be like,
forever?
the background of this box is so nice. I
You're
want
not
to keep
even
it.
gonna use them.
Which has now translated into Ezio wanting to keep every box. He's like,
Yeah.
I want to cut out the
Oh, it's
background.
okay.
No, it's going in the trash.
Yeah, Kim's not a
'Cause
good
of you.
collector.
No, I'm not.
So your Stanley Cups is it's like a craze right now. I don't understand it. And it's just a cup. And then we found
But
out
you can
today.
drink out
Hold
of it.
up.
You can drink out of it.
We found out today
That
that
doesn't matter, honey.
the Stanley Cup in the burning car might have been a BS video.
I know.
Yeah.
I wonder. I think
If
it's all
that's-
circumstantial
If that's
though.
true, she needs to give back the car.
100%.
If they really gave her a car, she
yeah,
needs to give it back.
because they gave her a car.
Yeah.
Like, apparently.
Wait.
Yeah.
Stanley did?
Tell him the
So
story.
her- okay, so this woman online, her car caught on fire for whatever the reason was. And when she went back to look at her vehicle, her Stanley Cup was unscathed. Like, there was nothing wrong with it. The windows are gone,
It was alive.
totally burnt to crisp. And the Stanley Cup was still intact. And she was like, look at how good the Stanley Cup is. It withstanded all that, blah, 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 blah.
That would have been melted off.
So then
Well,
Stanley,
that's what I said. And then Kim's like, no, it's really durable.
So then Stanley was like, thank you so much for documenting our
So it might have
credibility,
been
blah, blah,
all
blah.
a plot,
And then they were like, we're going to
Like,
give you a free car.
premeditated.
Like, Tammy
It might have been
gave
planned.
Gave
'Cause-
her a free car for nothing.
Maybe. It might have been planned because think about it. They blew up.
Yeah.
And
They
I know.
were blown up
Look,
before that.
dude.
You're stuck
Yeah.
with the fire thing. Like, that's the
No,
reason
that's what
why.
it was.
It was not.
I'm
it
not
was a
saying they
thing
weren't
way
popular
that.
before, but after the
I'm
fire.
Everybody
Mom.
and their mom had a Stanley Cup before
Now, my
the
mom-
fire.
Yep.
Alyssa, her sister, everybody at dance.
But
people
all of
were
a sudden, everybody wants to fly the Stanley colors, huh?
Isn't it a whole brand though? Like, did
What?
they make the thermoses?
Yeah, they
They
make
do, yeah, like the
it's like
outdoorsy ones.
different cups.
Did you
Like,
see the
it's
video?
not just this style.
Did you see the video of the guy? He got his wife a Stanley Cup, but it's the outdoors campfire one. It's the green one. It's like a
Mm-hmm. And she was
man
like
one.
crying because she was like,
Dude, it's crazy. I
"This is
saw
a cup."
so many people posting their Christmas videos about how
They're young kids.
they're kids and they
They're
got.
like, I got
And I'm talking like they're crying like it's a PlayStation 5 or a Charizard card, and that's so sick to see them joyful like that. But it's like
They're just happy that
For a
somebody
Stanley
got
Cup?
it. Cup.
whatever, dude. Like I guess
What's wrong?
Like, it's
They
a cup.
there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying.
that is like the equivalence to when I was telling
Don't start.
Ezio,
Oh,
you know, Santa might like their Bobby down the street might want a bouncy ball, and he was like, nobody's
Yeah.
asking Santa for a bouncy ball, and I was like, Bobby down the street might be.
who's
You
Bobby?
don't even know.
He's made up.
I don't know.
Bobby
man.
the old railroad.
Where it's just, I think like I think Stanley's on a good thing because they're making something collectible, and it's like having that Charizard car or that Ninja Turtle that's not coming out
Well,
again.
all I'm saying is
They're
that
smart.
Yeti and Hydro Flask, they need to like
They're not gonna do it. though.
recognize what Stanley's doing. It's not copyrighted.
No, but they won't do
Like,
it because the
you
truth. It's whoever strikes first that's gonna make it the most
But
successful thing.
maybe
Expensive though.
they're like $35, $45.
Yeah, are they? Because how much was that one?
Those
No.
Yeti ones are like $100.
Yetis are like $100,
How much was that one?
$45.
I didn't pay.
Oh wait, actually no,
$45
you
for it.
didn't. He paid more because it was already sold out.
So, dude, they're selling these things for like $250.
he did
Yeah.
not pay $250 because
I did
would
not.
not.
There's no way.
I would not have been okay with that.
No,
Yeah.
but when I was looking for this one for you because you missed it, bro, like 250 was I think the highest I saw,
Yeah.
and I was like, what is wrong with people?
Well, some of them also, some like content creators and stuff, they get the merchandise faster than the public does. And so then they'll have it online for over $200 depending on like what the color is. And so then there's other TikTokers who are like, there's going to be a new release, like don't go out and buy that one, which I don't even know how these people are getting it, like mass produced items ahead
don't
of
know.
time like that.
Yeah.
Like
Some-
somebody's stealing off
No,
of
some of these
a
content
delivery
creat-
truck or something.
Some of these content creators and stuff, they get stuff ahead.
yeah,
for free.
but not 50 of them so
Yep.
they could resell them on Amazon.
Oh no, they all no. Some people just know
Well,
the backdoor
duh.
stuff. Like they know the hookups.
I know my girl.
Oh.
Well, you never know.
They usually send her like custom ones.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah.
That has her TikTok handle on it.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
so like, and you can do that through the website even. Like you could put whatever design you want on it.
Mm.
Like have it engraved, which I think is another cool aspect to it. So if Yeti and Hydro Flask are listening, start making
Limited editions.
limited edition certain colored like cups, and I feel like they would sell more.
Yeah.
It's not that those ones aren't popular also, it's just everybody wants a Stanley right now.
It's just hot.
I mean,
It's a very popular thing.
it is.
Oh.
Well, that's like even the what's it called? The little bags, the lounge flies.
Oh yeah, those are
Like,
super.
those
popular.
are the same. Like it's the same thing.
Those are really cool though.
Or Disneyland with popcorn buckets.
They're so gnarly that I've even seen some dudes wearing those lounge flies. I've seen
Really?
it. I'm like, whoa,
Mhm.
it's not doesn't look bad on you, bro.
I like what you're rocking.
But yeah. I mean, unless you got something else to say, I think it pretty much wraps up what we're gonna talk about.
How long
Yeah.
has it been?
Over an hour.
Yeah, 104.
Boom, perfect. That's exactly what it is. Okay, so
Oh yeah.
if you got something else to say to me, you got some secrets you wanna
Say it right now.
disclose and say it now. That's what I thought.
That gave me no time at all.
All right. You know the question I'm gonna ask you. Is your list still the same for the zombie apocalypse?
It's still the same.
See, you're just being lazy right now.
I'm not being lazy
So
because
what's your list? Let's see if you even remember it.
a purification straw,
Okay.
a space blanket, or
No.
I haven't decided. Yeah, space blanket because it folds down easily.
Yeah.
More
What else?
easily. A backpack,
Yep.
flint rod,
Yep.
and a katana.
Okay, there it is. 5.
Because I don't really need a weapon because I have you.
You do know that you're just gonna be slapping zombies with that sword.
Okay, what was the one?
You do understand what I'm
No,
saying?
what
Does
was
anybody
the
get what I'm
one
saying?
sword?
Tonto.
Yeah, isn't that the one that's like
Shorter.
Oh, then maybe that's what I needed.
Because everybody thinks, oh, I'm gonna swing the samurai sword and it's gonna work. No, it's like you're most likely gonna be slapping them with the side of it.
How do you know? What
Because
if
I used to be a ninja.
Being
Samurai.
the best ninja samurai you've ever come
You
across.
could be. You could be.
I could have a hidden talent that you're not aware of.
Yeah, but
Cake
you
decorator
don't know
extraordinaire.
that. You don't
Maybe.
know that.
So your
yet.
list is
That's
still the
whole
same?
thing.
Yeah, because I feel like that's the most
Arabelle, do you think that's a good list?
Yeah. Not the katana
Why?
Why?
because they're too long.
What is it? The
See,
Tonto?
she knows. You're in a tight corridor. Boom, it's over. You're gonna be hitting left and right. You're gonna be hitting the walls.
Machete, then.
Yeah,
Machete,
I
good
think
one.
That is what I said
So
at one point. I think I did say
Okay.
machete because you were like,
we'll go machete.
You were
'Cause I don't think you can swing
saying-
katana. You don't have the technique.
you were saying like God of War sword, and I was like, okay,
Okay,
I'm just gonna be
hold
dragging
on.
it.
Oh, yeah,
God of War.
chains.
No. Yeah, you're gonna be here's Kim with the chains and fuck, and then just slap.
Ooh, what? do you think
No
that-
cuts.
Do you think that would be a good one? The ball with the spikes on the
Mace.
chain. What is
Oh,
that
yeah.
called?
Mace.
A mace.
I wonder
That-
if that would be a good one. Ta.
It's gonna get stuck in
That
your
would.
skull.
It probably would.
Heavy though.
You're gonna get stuck in the walls. You're gonna get stuck on the body. And it's over.
Well, what the heck are you here for then?
Ah.
What? What if you
You're
get
supposed to
separated
be
from me?
protecting me.
You get I can run faster than you. You want to go? I'll smoke your ass.
I can't run right now.
There you go.
All right, let's go. We'll film it in the park.
I can't.
Yeah,
run.
let's do it
I
right
can't
now
run right
in the
now.
parking lot. Take some ibuprofen.
You probably can't
good.
because you like run on your toes. He's like,
I do. I'm like a cheetah.
He does.
Okay, it's supposed to be then.
Do the voices. Give me the voices.
Here we go.
Pop it off. I don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything
Nope,
at all.
nope, nope.
Nothing's
Hold on.
happening.
Oh, I think you might have. Hold on. Let me see something real quick.
Oh, you broke it.
No, it's okay.
I didn't.
Oh man.
Top part thing, right?
Is this?
Oh, there it is. I hear it. It's like elevator music.
Right. Hello. Oh, there it is, Bon Bon.
Give me the voices.
Ooh, I like that one.
Let's play the music with it. This is the funnest part of every episode.
When she's out.
Side of it.
This is the cutie part of the podcast. Give me the mean, scary voice.
Yeah, that's the one. Oh my god. Oh my god. You sound like a gremlin. She sounds so creepy. I can hear you.
Yeah. All right. That's good.
This is not the one. No, not the one.
That's the one.
There it is.
Thanks again, everyone, for joining us on another episode of what might be called the Ben Ochoa podcast. We don't know yet. We'll see.
Or the Man
But-
Number 9.
don't know.
The Man
yet.
Number 9 podcast. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We shall see.
But thanks again. Thanks again, Kim, for joining us.
Of course.
Look into the camera and say thank you to everyone.
Thank you for visiting us.
And your fucking
here
oozy,
on the
ooty cooties,
YouTube.
oozy koozie
I
thing,
mean,
whatever
if
that
you,
thing is.
if you haven't purchased one of these, I highly recommend. It's
Human koozie.
Do it.
What's the name of that?
very snuggly.
It looks amazing. I think ours got there today. That's what that ring thing was going
Oh,
on.
I hope.
Thanks again for joining us, guys. Until next time, enjoy yourselves. Be good.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye.